everyone. Welcome back to Heartbeat Narratives. My name is Molly and I'm your host, and I'm over the moon to introduce you to Aunty Helen Nakano. Thank you for coming to be interviewed today.
Oh, I'm honored.
It's been many years since we met each other. I think 2017, 2018, when we were doing community work. I have so much respect and appreciation for the heart that you bring to caring for the land, the residents, how much intention you have for what you love. And I've lovingly heard you be referred to as one of the fairy godmothers of Mānoa.
Fairy godmothers, I don't know about that. I have to shine my halo, huh?
It's been a pleasure to stay in touch with you over the years, and mahalo for saying yes to coming on today. I was curious, where did you grow up?
I was born in Honolulu, the youngest of 5 children. My parents were immigrants and they had a small grocery store, and my eldest sister, I think, got in a little trouble in middle school, and so they sent her to a private school, and so as a result, all of us were sent to private schools because they found that she became a good girl and didn't get in trouble and fight anymore.
So which neighborhood did you live in?
We lived upstairs of the grocery store at 1407 South King Street, which is right across the present Board of Agriculture. And there was a big banyan tree in their yard. All the trees were my playground. We used to cross the street and play in the yard of the Board of Agriculture.
Really?
Over there. Yeah.
Honolulu, what did it feel like back then?
Very safe. Studying in a private school. It was Marino, a Catholic school, very conservative. My parents were Buddhist and Shinto, and the Buddhist temple was right near our house. I went to Japanese school at Tachikawa, and that was every day. So I had a very protected lifestyle.
So it sounded at some point that you had been a teacher. And where were you teaching? Was it in Japan?
Yes. I had 2 teaching assignments when I first finished at the University of Hawaii Teachers College. I did my internship at Farrington High School, and then I went out to Kauaʻi, and I went to the Waimea, way down there in boondocks. Yeah,
like the west side
that was
of
my
Kauaʻi.
first outside teaching job, and those 2 teaching assignments allowed me to teach in Japan for the Department of Defense, and I taught military dependents there for 4 years in Johnson High School, which is no longer there.
Okay. And how did you end up in Japan? Was that...
Oh, I married my husband in 1960, and he was assigned to Japan because he became a judge advocate. I couldn't accompany him at that time because Eisenhower was president and they did not allow dependents. But after about 6 months, that restriction was ended and I was able to join him. I don't think we had a house originally on the base, so we had to live off base.
Okay. So interesting. I know that you have this deep love for Hanafuda, and you are the founder of Hanafuda Hawaiʻi. For people who don't know what Hanafuda is, could you give a little overview?
Yeah, Hanafuda means literally flower cards. And supposedly, the idea of using cards to gamble with was a concept that the Portuguese brought with them when they first opened up Japan to foreign trade. And the Japanese did not like it at all because it was something foreign, and also they did not approve of gambling. It had a very rocky start because it was banned many times, but somehow it persisted. And wherever the Japanese went, either as immigrants or as conquerors or soldiers, they brought Hanafuda with them. So today, it's still being played by millions of people all over the world.
And Hanafuda Hawaiʻi, you've had this beautiful impact to bring the game to the next generation of players. Could you share a bit about that?
Yeah, I wish I had a noble reason, but actually it was very personal and very selfish. I had a grandchild who was hapahaole, and she lived 2,500 miles away. She was about 5 or 6. We're about 66 years apart in age. So distance, age, the fact that she was in California, I was in Hawaii, very hard to bridge. And I thought if I could find some tool that I could keep connected to this little kid, that it would be what I wanted. I wanted to keep the connection between the two of us. And so I decided that Hanafuda was the perfect tool to use because it's a game. It's very easy, simple, pretty pictures. Also, it is part of the culture of Japan, which is the parent country of my ancestors. I thought it would work well, and it did. Ariel and I have been playing this game whenever we see each other, and the last time was last month, and we played a tournament of 8 games, and I beat her.
You've also shared that you have a grandson who's very good at Hanafuda too.
My son, he has 2 children. The eldest is a boy, Matthew, and he's 7, and the younger one is 6. And Matthew is a very good Hanafuda player, very competitive. We play Hanafuda, and sometimes he beats me, and sometimes I beat him.
But he could talk about it a lot, you said. He loves it so much.
Yeah, I'm having big competition with TV. It's hard to compete with technology. And so more important than ever is for us to continue using tools like Hanafuda cards to keep connected with them. Otherwise, we're going to lose them to the internet.
Mm-hmm. Over the years, you've given me these beautiful decks that have artwork with native Hawaiian plants and animals. You can learn to play Hanafuda while you also learn about our native species and other living creatures, flora and fauna here in Hawaii. Could you tell us about the decks that you and your son created? Because he's a very talented artist.
I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it weren't for my son, and he's a multimedia artist. And actually, I didn't know he could do Hanafuda cards. I tried to get a contract with the company in Hong Kong to sell me the cards wholesale, and they didn't want to do that, and I was having such a hard time. And so on Mother's Day, he gave me a deck of Hanafuda cards that he created himself. And I was just floored. And I told myself, okay, Helen, your big mouth. He created all this, all that time and effort and everything else. Okay, you better produce. And that's how I founded Hanafuda Hawaiʻi. And then it was all Japanese. And then we started going out to the schools and teaching the kids. And what I noticed is that they didn't know the flowers in the Japanese Hanafuda cards. So I talked to my son, Jason, and I said, can you change the Japanese flowers to local flowers, native flowers, so that the kids, it's relevant to their lives? So he did that, and that was in 2016. As the years passed, more and more attention was given to climate change and all the invasive species that were destroying our natural environment. And so I suggested to Jason that maybe what we needed to do was to create another deck of cards that will cover more of the native environment in addition to the 12 that he had originally highlighted in the Napua series. This time I wanted to use the cards to help inspire the next generation to take better care of our Aina. And so the mission of this new deck of cards, Hanafuda Pilina, is to connect to our Aina, to aloha the Aina. If we say we aloha the Aina, we have to mālama the Aina.
And aloha often, in many ways, refers to love, and malama means to care for. And when I've seen your cards, it is like playing with art because it's so beautiful, and I feel like when I'm showing them to people or learning how to play, I feel like I want to honor the cards and all the work that you and your son put into them, because you made them with so much love that they should be used. They should be appreciated and played with. I know that you play every Thursday with a special group. Would you be able to share about that?
I wanted to make it possible for anyone to play. We were really lucky that the Kūpuna Makamae Center, Senior Center, which is sponsored by the Pacific Gateway Center, allowed us to use their facility for nothing. So I charged nothing. I didn't want registration. I just wanted people to show up, and we would have teachers there to help them get started. And we started what I call a circle of friends. You show up anytime you want to. You can bring people. You don't have to tell me you're not coming. You shouldn't have any feeling of needing to be responsible for anything. It is slowly growing, and today we have about 20-25 seniors who just show up. It is a very happy group, and we use all three of the Hanafuda cards. They start off with the Napua cards, then they go to the Pilina cards, and they have to finally get to play with the Japanese cards, and they have to move so that they make friends with everybody.
It sounds really fun. And you were describing how you've had players from very young to very old play each other.
Yeah, I have a young boy who came with his grandma when he was in the 3rd grade, and he is a handsome young man in the 9th grade now, and he brings his friends when school is not in session. The youngest is about 5 or 6 years old. The oldest is about 104 who has come to play with us.
Wow. And so the kids and Kūpuna can play together.
Yes. And because it's half skill, but 3/4 luck, the unskilled can beat the skilled person. So it's really cool.
Is that why you like the game?
Yeah, no, I am not a good Hanafuda player because I can't remember all the combination cards, the bonus combination. And I am more interested in talking than in paying attention to the cards. So anybody can beat me if they want to. And everybody wants to beat me.
I think of you as a very social person. So you're in the background coordinating, making sure everyone's having a good time. How did you even get this idea to start Hanafuda Hawaiʻi?
Just by luck, by watching the enjoyment that seniors have. Many of them I find are living by themselves. This is one of their few social activities. They look forward to it. I like to make it fun, so if they get a yaku, they ring a bell, and at the end of the session, they get paper money, kala, that we give them. And once a month, we have a kala exchange. Everybody brings their junk, things that they don't want anymore, and we put it up for sale. And they use the fake paper money to buy each other's junk.
What have you bought before?
Books. I love the books that they bring. You'd be really surprised. Some of them bring cards, shoes, they bring hats. I don't want clothes because that's too much, but and cooking utensils and stuff, and the extra leftovers after the members have seen what they want and taken what they want. Their Pacific Gateway Center sponsors and hosts Ukrainian immigrants. So they bring these things to the Ukrainian families so that they can use the pots and pans and whatever else people bring. So everybody's happy to clean their closets, and everybody's happy to get other people's junk. Yeah.
Win-win.
Works out well, yeah.
That's such a good idea.
I think there's a competitive streak in Hawaii's people, so we give them an opportunity so they're a little bit more excited about winning a game.
I also feel like Hawaii is a very giving place. People love to bring food, love talking story, love being social. So what you've created is an environment where that can happen.
Yeah.
And you were telling me about a very special community that has enjoyed playing Hanafuda through one of the chaplains.
Just before the pandemic, we were invited to teach Hanafuda at the Women's Correctional Center in Kaneohe. So about 5 of us, we had to go through all the background check and everything else, but we went to this volunteer chaplains program, and we taught about a dozen of the inmates Hanafuda. And then the idea of doing a tournament came up. So we stayed longer because we wanted those inmates to be able to teach, not only be able to play the game, but to be able to teach. Then they said we're going to have a tournament. I had no idea what they meant. It meant that I think it started at 6 in the evening, and all the inmates in the Women's Correctional Center came out, and it was like a arena, and they sat in rows, and in the center were tables for the competitors. It was like a boxing match, really. It was so funny because the commentators would say, all right, oh, she got a yaku, or she picked up a gaji, and everybody would scream for their team, and the church, the chaplain represented, gave them wonderful prizes, and that chaplain is a saint. She made mochi. I remember it was blue mochi, and she had tea for them, and so they had the snacks. It was unbelievable. Then I didn't go back after the COVID. And then at the end of last year, I get a call from the chaplain, and she invites me to another Hanafuda tournament. That means that during the COVID period, they continued playing, and those cards that I had left with them, they just scotch taped them, and they kept on playing. And they had a Hanafuda tournament that made me so proud and so touched. And I gave them about a dozen of the new Pilina cards. I'm just so thrilled that these ladies are learning about their culture and are learning about invasive species. I plan to go there to tell them a little bit about what's in the cards, not only how to play.
These cards are very beautiful, and they're grounded in Hawaiian culture and Hawaiian values.
Yeah, I've changed my mind a lot about what prisoners are like, why they are there. They're just like you and me, made a few mistakes. Very human, they're very kind to us. Yeah.
It seems like this game has created a bridge between people because it's being shared in new circles.
I never expected that prisoners would embrace Hanafuda. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I know that the new cards also can help fourth grade teachers meet the curriculum standards for Hawaiian studies and inquiry learning for their particular grade. So you're also trying to connect with teachers to bring cards to the classroom.
Yeah, my son spent over 3 years researching and creating all these cards. There are over 70 species, and half of them are native, half of them are non-native. Really, it'll take you a long time to study all those different species. But when I saw them, I said, you know what, this is very educational. I have tried as hard as I can to get the cards into the classrooms to teach teachers how they can use the cards. So we have a sample curriculum, all the things that a teacher would be able to take with her and start teaching immediately after she learns how to play the game.
It's quite an impressive setup that you have. You have these little Hanafuda kits that each classroom can take and just bring it to the students. Thank you for showing me what those look like, because I feel like our teachers like creative ways to help kids learn.
Yeah, and the best thing about it is playing games is fun. So they are learning while they are having fun, and that's so important. That's so important.
I can tell that you have a heart for this kind of sharing of knowledge. Where do you think that comes from within you?
I don't know. I'm very curious. I wish I had the kind of brain that could absorb and understand, but I don't. So to me, a good teacher, good materials, having things that are easy for me to digest is very important. So I wanted to make knowledge accessible to others through this card game, and to instill in kids that they have to change the behavior that our generation failed. I feel very guilty that we were not good stewards. We did not aloha ta'aina. We did not malama ta'aina. We destroyed and took. And I'm hoping that this next generation will do otherwise.
When I think of you and the active work that you're doing for your community, you've been very active as a citizen, you've provided testimony, you are a mover and a shaker for this neighborhood specifically, and I think people really appreciate that and listen to your voice and your stories because you have influence. I know that I do. Do you have little tips to help other people get more involved in their neighborhoods, in decision making, or it's a big question.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to tell people that the rewards of getting involved is well worth the headache and the frustrations and the disappointments and stuff you have. I am lucky because I have a husband who provides everything for me. So I have the time to do this. I have the ability to do this because I don't have to work.
You're using your time well. You're staying very busy.
I have been very blessed. Those of us who have been blessed, I think we have an obligation to give back. And if you give back, you will be rewarded multiple times over. Your life will be really rich.
Yeah. Mahalo, Aunty Helen, for coming on Heartbeat Narratives. I feel so fortunate to...
Oh no, it's really exciting, and I'm very honored that maybe 10, 15 years from now, somebody will hear my voice and say, oh, maybe I should try that too. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, learn how to play Hanafuda. So we were having some snacks here at this really wonderful restaurant, and we ended up in the karaoke room upstairs to record. So that was an unexpected surprise today.
Yeah, we can come and play karaoke. I'm a terrible singer, but I like to sing too.
We'll sing together and then we'll play cards together.
Yeah.
But mahalo everyone for tuning in, and we encourage you to learn how to play Hanafuda. Aloha.
Aloha.